Coming up on this episode of Winning Bets, we've got a chance to win $50,000. Hey, what's up everyone? It's Jason Mattis with Winning Bets. As always, thanks for hanging out with me on this episode. That's right, we've got $50,000 up for grabs on the NBC Sports Predictor app, and it's the Premier League Challenge. This is a game where they give you 5 games, and you have to correctly predict the score for all 5 games, and if you do so, you'll win $50,000. But don't worry, if you can't correctly predict all the scores, you'll get 4 points if you can correctly predict the result, 10 points if you can get the score right. So therefore, whoever gets the most points will share a guaranteed $1,000. Nobody's quite gotten $50,000 over the course of this season, but several people each week split a $1,000 prize, and that's what we're aiming to do. Last week, we successfully predicted 2 of the scores correctly. Then we got 1 of the other results correctly, so felt really good about last week, and we're getting close. We're getting dialed in. So let's go ahead and get our 5 picks in for this week. The first game is Manchester City versus Newcastle. Look, these games played recently in the FA Cup. Manchester City won 2-0 in absolutely dominating fashion. Newcastle had no chance in that game throughout the whole game. City is coming off a loss 1-0 to Southampton, so they'll be motivated to get back on the win column. Newcastle, they're just kind of going through the motions, middle table team, nothing to play for, maybe trying to figure out, what they need to buy this summer, but just really going through the motions of getting this season over with. So with all that said, I expect a nice Manchester City bounce back and a 3-0 win for Manchester City. The next game on the slate is Brighton versus Liverpool. We talked about this matchup earlier because this contest is also involved in the Fox Bet Super 6 contest. This one is just not as straightforward as what people think. I mean, people are just saying Liverpool's going to win this. And if you've been watching Liverpool's games since the Premier League has restarted, they're looking anything but the Premier League champions. Struggled against Everton in the opening game. In the last game out, since they've been Premier League champions, they got beat really bad by Manchester City. Then they just, had to struggle against an Aston Villa team. They needed 2 late goals to squeak by Aston Villa. This is a team that is just not playing the way they can. And large in part is because now the Premier League is wrapped up and there's just nothing left to kind of go forward. They've got no FA Cup. They've got no Champions League to look for. Brighton on the other side, they're 9 points above the relegation drop. If they can get a point out of this game, that would really be big for them. Not saying they will, but if they can get a point out of this game, that would just be big because then with 4 games remaining, they would have a full 3-game cushion as they would possibly be 10 points above the drop. So, this is going to be tough. I actually expect Brighton to sit deep, soak up Liverpool pressure all game. And then look to score on a set piece. They're really good in the air on corners, or maybe they even get lucky and can get Liverpool exposed on the counter. So I've got actually this one going 1-1 draw. Brighton Liverpool 1-1. Next game on the matchup is Bournemouth versus Tottenham. This is not a team Bournemouth wants to be seeing as they're in the relegation battle themselves. And Tottenham is just not a team you want to go up against who's led by Jose Mourinho. Jose has got no problem grinding out a 1-0 result, a 2-0 result. He'll frustrate you all game. He's not going to necessarily, he's known for parking the bus and putting the guys behind it. He's not really doing that with Tottenham per se because he does have a lot of goal scorers and Ali and Harry Kane and Son up top. But he just is very well organized defensively. He knows how to put the guys behind the ball and put up a good defense tactical wall. So Bournemouth's really going to struggle here on this one. Tottenham is clearly the better team. They've got the better players. They're coming off a win. They still have aspirations of getting in European football. So I've got this one 2-0 Spurs. Next game is Everton versus Southampton. Look, Southampton, we just said it when we were talking about the City game. They had a big win. Southampton's feeling good. You beat Manchester City and you're feeling really, really good. You've got the confidence flowing. I do like their playmakers. I love James Ward-Prowse. I think he may be the best Premier League free kick kicker. He's just really good on a spot ball. On anywhere, around the 18-yard box. Ward-Prowse is really good. Again, though, this is another team, or 2 teams really, with Everton that are just middle of the table, going through the motions, nothing to play for, no threat of relegation. They're not getting European football. So this is just a really tough game to, kind of predict how the score is going to go because of that. Just no real aspirations and ambitions with either of these two clubs. You're not sure what you're going to get. Everton coming off a recent loss to Tottenham. Saints do have an extra 1 day of rest at the end. I'm going to give this one 2-1 to the Saints. 2-1 for the Saints. All right, the last matchup is Aston Villa versus Manchester United. Look, Manchester United is flying high right now. They're scoring goals, and lots of them per game. They just put 5 of them last time out. Martial, Rashford, Greenwood are looking really good. That's looking like a really strong front three offense. And then Bruno, Fernandes, Pogba, and Matic. That is a really well-balanced midfield with Matic being, the holder and sitting and letting Pogba and Bruno play free. That midfield is looking real sharp. We know De Gea is in goal. Defense is looking real sharp. So Manchester United just flying high. They obviously have Champions League aspirations, so a lot to play for. Villa, on the other hand, they're in, the relegation spot right now, currently sitting at 19th spot. This is just a really tough spot for them to go up against and ask them to go ahead and beat a Manchester United team. So I just don't see why Manchester United's defense maybe can be a touch shaky at the center back position. I think that is maybe a touch of maybe a weakness, if you want to call it that, amongst their defense, although it's not a huge weakness, but it is maybe a little bit of a worry for them maybe going into the summer transfer window. Aston Villa just doesn't really have anything to put up much of a threat there to their defense. So Manchester United will easily win this game 4-0. So to recap, we've got Manchester City and Newcastle. We've got City winning 3-0. Brighton versus Liverpool, got that one as a 1-1 draw. Bournemouth versus Tottenham, got the Spurs winning 2-0. Everton versus Southampton, give that one to the Saints at 2-1. And Manchester United 4-0 over Aston Villa. All right, guys, these picks lock Wednesday with the Premier League slate going on, so you got some time to get those picks in. This is for $50,000 on the NBC Sports Predictor app, so go ahead, get your picks in. We're going to win these. We're going to win this one time. We're coming close on this app, on the Fox Bet Super 6 app, that Premier League challenge. We got 5 of the 6 questions right the last time they were doing a contest, so we're knocking on the door. We're about to kick it through, and you want to be a part when we're winning money, so go get the app and get your picks in. All right, guys, I'm Jason Mattis. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching this episode of Winning Bets. I'm Jason Mattis. I'll see you again when we are celebrating the wins and making more winning bets. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more winning bets.